Live from the 412, it's Platt's point of view, y'all. Let's go. What's up, everybody? I'm Platt, and this is Platt's point of view, where I give you my opinions and thoughts on sports locally and nationally. We honor the old school and new school in our old school, new school segment. We highlight a few high school kids in our high school spotlight, and later on, I'll tell you who needs to turn up and get lit. Now let's get started. NFL training camp. It's football season. Training camps are in full swing. Games are in full swing all across the country. I'm so excited it's football games on TV every week from now till February. Here's some NFL news and notes around the NFL. We start off with Colts quarterback Carson Wentz. He'll be out 5 to 12 weeks following foot surgery. Will Indy sign a veteran quarterback like Nick Foles or trade for Marcus Mariota? Only time will tell. Steelers cornerback James Pierre. He's a player to watch. The coaches love his effort, cover skills, and size. He's been a ball hawk in camp so far. If he can play like that on Sundays, look out. Ravens wide receiver Sammy Watkins. He looks healthy and he looks like he's back to form. A healthy Sammy Watkins bodes well for the Ravens passing game. Eagles wide receiver Devontae Smith is out 2 to 3 weeks with a knee injury. The biggest question, can his 170-pound frame hold up this season? The jury's still out. 49ers quarterback Trey Lance looks to be the player the 49ers drafted so far. With offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, expect Lance to get better each week. I guarantee he starts before the season ends. You mark my words. Browns running back Nick Chubb recently signed a 3-year deal for $36 million. Well deserved. He's the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion. He's tough. Keep an eye on Lions second-year cornerback Jeff Okudah. He was not the player Detroit expected as a rookie when they drafted him. But with the new coaching staff and scheme, he should be better this season. The NFC North is loaded with top-notch wide receivers, so that should motivate Okudah. Denver rookie cornerback Patrick Surtain Jr., the second, has been the star of Broncos camp so far. He's already being called Denver's best corner. That's big for a rookie in Vic Fangio's defense. Surtain will be a tough matchup for a lot of wide receivers this season. I like him a lot. New York Jets rookie wide receiver Elijah Moore, he has a buzz at training camp for the Jets so far. He's a playmaker and has been on display every practice so far. He should be a major contributor as a receiver and a return specialist this season. And last but not least, the Steelers recently picked up inside linebacker Joe Sherbert out of Jacksonville. Sherbert is a former Cleveland standout. He was playing for Jacksonville. He's now a Steeler. He brings athleticism, range, depth, a high football IQ. He's solid in coverage. That's evident with his 9 interceptions. That guy is going to be solid for the Steelers. Him and Devin Bush, they're going to make a lot of noise. Joe Sherbert, remember, solid under-the-radar signing. NFL training camp battles. We start off with the Denver quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater versus Drew Lock. Now let's start with Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater has experience. He's 34 and 25 as a starter. He brings leadership, a high football IQ, very accurate passer, but he has average arm strength. He's a game manager, and he also has durability concerns. As for Drew Lock, very strong arm, athletic ability, confident, plays with a swagger. He has 1 year up in offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur's offense. But Lock has questionable decision-making and accuracy issues. Bad footwork at times, too. Who wins the quarterback battle, you ask? Teddy Bridgewater wins this quarterback battle. He's going to be the Denver starter. He's the type of quarterback that makes no costly mistakes. And he's going to keep Denver competitive every week. Next up, you got Saints quarterback battle, Jameis Winston versus Taysom Hill. Let's start with Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a jack-of-all-trades utility-type player. He's been a standout as a special teamer, receiver, runner, and wildcat quarterback. Taysom Hill went 3-1 as a starter with 4 touchdowns and 2 enters. He averaged over 230 yards passing. Taysom Hill must show he can read defenses consistently, show better accuracy passing, and patiently go through his progressions. As for Jameis Winston is a polished passer with a rocket arm. He threw for 5,109 yards in 2019. That's 8th most in NFL history. But turnovers and poor decision-making has been his downfall. Who wins this quarterback battle, you ask? Jameis Winston wins the Saints quarterback battle, and I'm predicting he has a bounce-back season and leads the New Orleans Saints to the playoffs. I hope I'm right, Jameis. Don't let me down. Next up, you got the cornerback battle in Cleveland, the Browns. Greedy Williams versus rookie Greg Newsome II. Who will start opposite Denzel Ward? Greedy Williams returns after a nerve injury that sidelined him last season. He'll get a chance to start if he's fully healthy and ready. Coming out of LSU, Greedy Williams was considered by many as the best man cover corner in his class. He has the size and he plays very physical. As for Greg Newsome, he's fast, athletic, and quick. Coming out of Northwestern, Newsome made it impossible for wide receivers to catch deep balls on him. He's very disruptive. Wide receivers are going to have a tough time when matched up with Newsome. Who wins this cornerback battle? I say Greedy Williams starts opposite Denzel Ward. He gets the job, but Newsome will get a lot of playing time this season. Let's move on to the NBA. NBA free agency. NBA free agency got underway a few weeks ago, and one of the biggest names on the market, Chris Paul, opted to return to Phoenix, just like Mike Conley Jr. and Hawks forward John Collins. They all re-signed with their respective teams. Other players, though, like Kyle Lowry, who went to the Heat, Spencer Dinwiddie, the Wizards, DeMar DeRozan, and Lonzo Ball, found new homes in Chicago via sign and trade agreements. Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, Kendrick Nunn, and Trevor Ariza all head west with Russell Westbrook to play in L.A. with LeBron. A player to keep an eye on with the Lakers, though, point guard Kendrick Nunn. I think he's an under-the-radar signing that nobody's talking about. He's a smooth left-handed point guard, average 15 points. He's pretty efficient. I like Kendrick Nunn a lot. Meanwhile, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Trae Young all signed contract extensions. As for another move, Kemba Walker is headed back home. The Harlem native will suit up for the New York Knicks this season after getting bought out from Oklahoma City. Kawhi Leonard also re-signed with the LA Clippers, and there's still plenty of solid free agents available, JJ Redick and so on. So let's see what happens because it's far from over. Now let's go to the old school, new school segment. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, y'all. Old school. Oscar Schmidt, the 6'9" swing man out of Brazil. Schmidt is considered to be the all-time leading scorer in basketball history with over 49,000 career points. He's the record holder for the longest span of a professional basketball player at 29 years. He's the top scorer in the history of the Summer Olympic Games and the top scorer in the history of the FIBA World Cup. Oscar Schmidt's signature moment was the 1987 gold medal match in the Pan Am Games against a USA team that was loaded, that featured the likes of David Robinson, Danny Manning, Rex Chapman, Keith Smart, and a host of others. Oscar Schmidt finished with 46 points in a game for the ages and a 120-115 win for Brazil. Oscar Schmidt retired from basketball in 1996 at the age of 38. He has a ton of accolades. 10-time Italian League All-Star, FIBA's 50 greatest player, Italian Basketball Hall of Fame, and many more. On September 8th, 2013, Schmidt was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. In 2017, he was inducted into the Italian Hall of Fame for basketball. He was drafted by the New Jersey Nets in 1984, but he never played in the NBA. Oscar Schmidt is a legend, point blank, period. You a diehard Hoot fan, you know about him. As for new school, mixed martial arts fighter Megan Anderson. Megan is a MMA fighter from Australia. She's in the UFC featherweight division. She also has a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. She stands at an opposing 6 feet tall. She has an MMA record of 11 wins and 5 losses. 6 by knockout, 3 by submission, and 2 by decision. Megan Anderson is a force to be reckoned with. Check her out. Let's go on to our high school spotlight. We start off with quarterback Brad Birch, sophomore, 6'2", 190, out of Gateway. Last season as a freshman, he was at Jeanette High School. He threw for 1,679 yards, 30 touchdown passes. He led the Jeanette Jayhawks to a WPIAL 2A title and led his team to the state championship game. Birch has a brother named Brett, who's no slouch either. Brett is a Division I caliber receiver. He should be a household name too. They both transferred to Gateway High School recently, and Max Prep named Brad Birch second team freshman All-American. He was the first ever freshman to start at quarterback at Jeanette High School, and that's a school that produced Terrell Pryor. Wow. Brad Birch will be a household name for the next 3 years at Gateway High School. Brad Birch also has an offer from Oregon. Remember the name. He could be the next Marcus Mariota. Another guy, high school spotlight, quarterback safety Deontay Williams out of Woodland Hills High School. He's a 5'11 senior, 185 pounds. Williams is one of the top dual threats returning quarterbacks in the WPIAL. Last season, Williams threw for 14 touchdowns and he ran for 5 touchdowns, helping Woodland Hills High School reach the WPIAL 5A playoffs. His athletic ability and versatility has the attention of Division I programs like Toledo, Kent State, Akron, Buffalo, and Western Michigan have all offered scholarships to Williams. Pay attention. Williams is pretty good. He's smooth. Next up, you got Imani Bates, the top high school basketball recruit of the 2022 class, has reclassified to the 2021 class. He says Memphis, Michigan State, Oregon, or the G League are all in play for next season. Michigan State is still on Bates' list even after he decommitted from Michigan State a few months ago. Bates won't turn 19 until January 2023. Under the current NBA rules, Bates is not eligible for the 2022 NBA draft. ESPN draft expert Mike Schmidt says Bates is the best NBA prospect he's ever evaluated. At 6'9", he handles like a guard, can pull up from anywhere with a killer instinct, and has a star quality about him. This kid has the makings of a future number 1 pick and can be a franchise-changing player. Imani Bates is tough. Move on to the Olympics. Team USA men and women's hoops. For the men, Kevin Durant led Team USA in a 87-82 victory against France in the gold medal game. Team USA got revenge after France defeated Team USA in the opening game. This is the 16th gold medal for Team USA in basketball. After losing to Australia in an exhibition tune-up, then losing to France to open up Olympic play, many doubted Team USA and head coach Greg Popovich. They didn't think he could get it done. It seemed like once Team USA got Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton after the NBA Finals ended, the team found its groove and chemistry. I really think Drew Holiday's swarming defense set the tone every game. Hats off to Team USA. Well-deserved and well-earned gold medal. Yeah, y'all. Women's. Team USA women's. Team USA rolled over Japan 90-75 in the gold medal game, winning its 55th consecutive Olympic game. Team USA had another great performance. Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi are the first ever international basketball players, men or women, with 5 gold medals. Big Brittany Griner was dominant on both ends just about every game, scoring 30 points on 14 of 18 shooting in the gold medal game. That was the most in a gold medal game since Lisa Leslie. Team USA women, much respect, ladies. Way to go, way to go. Gold. Next up, we're going to go to the diamond. Major League Baseball, Shohei Ohtani. The biggest story in Major League Baseball, you ask? The dominance of California Angels two-way star Shohei Ohtani. This Japanese phenom has took Major League Baseball by storm this year. He's hitting homers. He's striking out everybody. What Ohtani is doing is remarkable. We've never seen this before in baseball. He's already broke the record for most home runs by a Japanese-born player in a single season. He's the first player in All-Star Game history to start at pitcher and hit leadoff. It's just amazing. And just think, there's still a lot of baseball left, probably about a month and a half of baseball left. Currently, Ohtani has a batting average of .269. He has 37 homers, which leads everybody in baseball, 82 RBIs, and a .362 on-base percentage. As far as his pitching, on the mound, he's 6-1 with a 2.93 ERA, and he has 106 strikeouts. Ohtani is just different. He's just different. Now let's turn up and get lit. Turn up and get lit. It's time to turn up and get lit, man, for real. Turn up and get lit. Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields. The 11th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft is steadily getting better by the day from reports out of Bears training camp. He's making all the throws look very simple. His unique skill set is on display every practice. Andy Dalton, he's the starter, and he's been solid, says head coach Matt Nagy. But let's be honest, Andy Dalton's just a stopgap until Fields is ready. Now it's up to you, Justin Fields, to impress the coaches and gain their trust to become the starter sooner than later. You're too talented. They just got to trust you. Justin Fields, it's time to turn up and get lit. Show the Bears you're ready to be the man in Chicago. Let's go. Justin Fields, let's go. And that'll do it for another episode of Platt's Point of View. We'll see you next time. Everybody have a good one. Out.
CJ on the